Hello Sagittarius, this is your November 15th to November 30th, 2016 read. For the main read, I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot again. I very much love this deck, and I think this deck accompanies greatly. I'm just in that mode. So it's the Saints and Angels Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue for the advice cards. As usual, I have pre-shuffled the deck. So let's go ahead and get into this. Why are we going down in a row? This is interesting. Okay. Alright. You know what, I'm actually going to even pop these out, because, like Scorpio, you got lots of cards going on here. And like I said in that video, which if you feel the need to see, I put out the cards the same way I read cards. However I feel they need to pop out, I just go with it. I don't really stay to a set form. I put them out where they need to, and I let the information come to me as it wants to. So this being said, this is interesting, because I'm really getting here, like I'm not getting like an overall energy, except for, actually I am, but it's not, it's changing. It's like things are changing, and it's kind of feeling like stuck in the middle of a change, and just kind of being like caught off guard. It kind of, I feel like it's caught off guard. That's what I'm getting, like, and it's in a different spot. I usually have that at the top of the reading, but for some reason these cards came out differently, which is fine. But it's interesting how we're kind of going through this. I feel like things are going really well for you, and then there's some type of situation that catches you really off guard, and that, like, something happens out of the blue you're not expecting. I hope this isn't true for most of you, but what I'm getting is like some type of accident, house fire, something like that. Something like that. And I feel like it just comes out of the blue, it happens. But I'm also feeling like afterwards, like no one was seriously hurt, or it was just minor injuries. Or at the very least, if somebody did get seriously hurt, they're going to recover and it's going to be okay. Because I'm getting after the fact that you're thankful that it could have been worse. It's not as bad as it could have been. I also feel like pulling away from social scenes and concentrating on family and the situation itself after it happens. Got a lot of cards going here. Usually I like to pop them up here, but I'm getting this with the tower right above it, which is kind of buried in here. Let's see if I can get it out. Okay, so I'm getting the tower above this, which makes me feel like it's a bump in the road that was going to happen. It says learning experience. It makes me feel like whatever this accident is, somebody's learning from it. Like, and you're learning from it, like how strong you are. I don't even think it's how strong you are. There's something coming out of this that is strengthening your soul. And I'm like, there's like a barrage of thoughts coming through, but it's going to really depend on you. We're all so different. I can't really generalize that, but you're definitely learning, and I feel like once you're on the other side of it, you'll see like where you're stronger from it. It'll make more sense. I feel like this might heal some relationships. This is going to be literally healing for some people. Literally, like, some people might be in this situation. Like, I don't know. Whatever the situation is, I feel like it comes out of the blue, and it affects you closely. If it doesn't actually happen to you, it happens to somebody extremely close to you, and it is heart-wrenching. But I also feel like on the other side of the fence here, once it's happened, that there's a lot of like family togetherness, family together. It can take a variety of forms. I feel like the family gets closer, and it's being thankful for what you have, and thankful for, like, things are going to work out, things are going to be okay, like, it's moving on from the situation. I'm not, like, seeing like, I feel like it's more like property damage. I feel like it's more like property damage, if that makes sense. I don't feel like, at least not for the most of you, I don't feel like anybody's leaving the situation. I don't feel like anybody's passing away. I'm not really feeling that. But I am getting property damage. I don't feel like, but I feel like it's like out of the blue. I don't feel like it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's just like, it just happens. It's like, it's going to happen. It happened. And, after the fact, I feel like it's being thankful for, like, the people, and realizing, like, it's almost like the learning part, the healing part is kind of like letting go of how important material things are. Like, they're not, like, people, the people you love, like, the people you love are what you can't replace. Houses, cars, whatever, they can be replaced, and in fact, they're not even that important. If it comes right down to it, if you could have the car or the people, you would choose the people. And I think that's what's coming through here. I don't even think that's a shock for a lot of you, but it's just like something comes through, like either that or people are maybe a little confused about how much you actually value material things, and they don't realize that it's the people that you value. And this kind of like highlights that to them. So like they realize, like, no, it's the people that matter to you. It's like, sure, a nice car is nice and a great house is nice, and you do well to get those, and you take care of things like that, and you value things like that, but you do not value them over people. And I think that's what's coming through in a lot of this. Usually I read these like in lines, like what's going on for you, what's going on in the actual situation, and what's going on in the environment, but I feel like it's coming through, like everything comes through like this way, like I'm doing how you're doing the situation and environment in like a section at a time here. I feel like after the thankful part, I shouldn't say after, because I think after it, like after that moment happens where you're like, let's breathe, let's realize that everybody's still here, everything's okay. Like, after that, you have that breath, if that makes sense. I feel like around you, there's work, taking care of what happened. I feel like there's some delay on correcting whatever went wrong. Whatever the property damage was, there's a bit of delay. There may be some, like, insurance delay. No, that's not. I don't think we're going the right direction with that. What are we getting at with that? No, there's some rethink. Whether it was a car or a house or I feel like it's, for the majority of you, I really feel like it's property damage. I feel like there's a reevaluation about how to correct the situation. So, for example, if it was a home and there was a fire and there's a lot of damage to the home, are we going to fix it? Are we going to, if it's damaged to the point where it needs to be demolished and just, you know, we need to start somewhere else? Like, kind of with the car, like, I feel like it's like deciding. There's going to be a moment afterwards where it's like you really have to decide, like, what do we want to do to correct the situation. So, like, is it leave the situation, like, leave the damage behind, start anew, you know, have it fixed and sell it? Is it ethical to have it fixed, like, or should it, you know, what caused it? I feel like there's going to be a period of time, like, just deciding how to bring it back into focus, how to bring it back to what it was. Like, if it was a home and you, like, have to live in a hotel or somewhere else for a while, like there's some time going on there. Like, what do we want to do? Like, do we want to, like, it's going to be a while before that's fixed. Do we want to live in an apartment? Or do we want to just, it's weird because I get like, it's like, do we want, and then like, it doesn't really develop in like, what do you want to do? It's like, I feel like in this time frame, you're really not going to decide what you want to do. Like, there's a lot of thoughts going back and forth. I'm trying to see, I've had a bit of caffeine this morning, so I'm wondering if that's just kind of whipping around in my head here, but I'm feeling like there's a lot, like, I don't think it's the caffeine. I feel like it's the situation. After the situation, it's like, it's thankful, who's left, or like, everybody's okay, value people, blah, blah, blah. That's cool, we touched on that. But I feel like there's like this open spot, like, what do we want to do? Now that we're realizing what happened, what do we want to do to correct the situation? What do we want to do to bring it back to our normal living standard type situation? So if it's a car or something like that, it's like, if it's a car or something like that, like, do you want to total it? Do you want to fix it? Blah, blah, blah. If it's a home, pretty much the same thing. Is it beyond repair and we have to start over? Do we actually want to fix the house? If we fix the house, do we want to sell it after? Do we want to move? Do we want to stay? There's like a lot of questions that come up after, and I feel like they're not ready to be answered yet. Like the situation, like especially if you're in like the northern hemisphere or you're in some type of situation, I shouldn't say just the northern hemisphere because clearly southern hemisphere also, there's people who, this is a holiday time for you, so I apologize if that came across wrong. But I feel like even if it's not a holiday time for you, there's too much going on and you're just like, I can't make this decision right now. And I also feel like whoever else is involved, like for the most part, maybe it's not just your decision. Like, it's just very upsetting what happened, and it's kind of like a big life decision, like how to move forward, and it's like, we don't know what to do yet. Like, you're not going to know what to do yet, and I feel like you're going to have a little period of time where you're just kind of like going through on autopilot, and just kind of living day to day, and just trying to breathe, and just kind of being happy and thankful for the people, and you're going to kind of envelop, what's that word? You just kind of enjoy the moment with the people who are in your life and be thankful for them, and you're just kind of get involved with that. And then as we move out of this period, which may be November 30th for some, maybe a little longer, maybe a little sooner. I don't think sooner. I think it might be, I'm thinking more a little longer. I do think there's going to be a little mourning for the physical item that was lost, or whatever was lost. Even though it was property damage, I feel like the first reaction is thankful for the people. And that's the most important thing to you, and people are realizing that. But I think, like, after it kind of settles in and, like, we have to make a new choice, like, especially, like, I keep coming back to the home or a car, like, whatever it was, I feel like you took care of it extremely well. I really do. I feel like at the very least it meant a lot to you. And even though it wasn't a person, it's something that you very much valued. And now you're kind of like, as we're moving on from this situation, I feel like you're kind of mourning it because you very much loved it. Whether it was a home or a car, whatever the property was, you very much loved it. You cared for it. And it's hard to move on from it. And it's realizing that you have to, that you kind of have to go through those emotions and accept it. Granted, it's not a person, and you definitely value people over possessions, but still, it was something you cared for. It's something you worked at. So it's not bad to, like, mourn that. It's just because you have to process your emotions, and it's kind of like starting on a new path. Even if the property gets fixed, no matter what it is, there's certain things about it that won't be the same again, and you know it. And that's how you feel, so you have to process that. Once that is taken care of, you'll be okay. I almost feel like there might be a little anger, and you might want to be like, why did this happen? What happened there? Like, it's kind of like, I feel like the mourning of it, like, there's, I think, 5 stages to... 5 stages of mourning or something like that. I forget what it's called. But I feel like you're going to go through those. Because, like, this situation means that to you. Not until you've actually gone through that will you be able to make the decision on what you want to do going forward, or if the decision was already made in this time frame because it had to be, you won't be comfortable with it until after you've mourned this, whatever the property was. Again, even though it wasn't a person, it's still something I feel you took care of or meant a lot to you, and that's why you have to mourn it. You just do. Alright, excuse me. Let me just recap here, because this was a very energetic reading here. Again, I feel like it's property. I really do. I feel like you're very happy going into this time frame. There's something you have that you love and you take care of well. It's something that you enjoy with other people too. So I know it's possession, but it's something that, it's either a home or a car or something like that. I'm really feeling like it's something like that. Property. Something happens and there's damage to that property that really wakes you up or scares you at the very least. But I don't feel like anybody is leaving the picture due to it. But I do feel like it's something afterwards, like you regroup and you're like, everybody's okay, we're fine. And I feel like you then step away from the property aspect of it and you just concentrate on the people, and for a period of time you just enjoy daily life with the people that are around you, and you're just thankful for the people. Once you calm down a little bit and you're comfortable with people and you feel like everybody's safe again and you're kind of resting a little bit, then the actual property and how you feel about the property comes back in. Because it's secondary, it doesn't take precedent, but it does come back and need to be dealt with. Once you've mourned that, I feel like whatever decision has been made or whatever decision needs to be made, it's going to depend on you, because this is a general reading. Either you'll be more comfortable with the decision that was made, or you'll be able to, or ready to, I should say, make the decision on how you want to move forward. And I have a feeling like some people are just going to need to move on from it. Whatever caused the situation, whatever caused it to happen, even if it was just like a faulty wire or if it was somebody's negligence, once you're able to get in a position of forgiveness, that's what's going to help you feel better and move on from it. I feel like the situation was going to happen either way. Something like this was coming forward anyway. And I feel like for you, once you can see it from I don't really feel like anything malicious happened. I just feel like something happened, and it may be somebody else's negligence that caused this to happen. I feel like once you're in a spot to forgive whatever happened, however it happened, it will help you move on from this period. As always, let me know. Keep in mind, sometimes these readings come to people as they're in the middle of them, and it helps people get perspective and feel better. Also, if this hasn't happened to you, don't get too upset, because remember, these are general readings. Just keep in mind, not to get too overwhelmed. Again, I am getting that this is property, whatever that property might be. I'm getting, in some instances, very rare, it's like something else or somebody else's home or something that meant something to you that gets damaged. And it's just something that means something to you. So don't get too caught up. If this hasn't happened, it doesn't mean that it's going to be something completely life devastating. Again, it's a general read. Don't get too over excited about it. Just, relax, and if it comes your way, just be ready. Because again, whoever this does fit for, I don't feel like people are being lost. I feel like property is being damaged in some sense. Of course, let me know below how this affected you. If you want a direct reading from me, go ahead and email me at jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.